We are going to go through and do an introduction activity for Google Drive. So go to google.com and click on our little waffle or Google Apps button and choose Drive. Now, there's a very good chance that you've been in Google Drive. You've had to go to grab a file, something for another class. So some of you may know a lot about Google Drive, others may hardly know anything. So we're going to go through some basics. And no matter where you're at, you should learn something. So this is our main Google Drive area. We have menu to the left, and we have some information or some menu items across the top. Okay, so we'll focus on the left side first. So My Drive, you'll see it highlighted blue. My Drive is your drive. It's your main area where all of your files are located. Team Drives, it's an area where you and other people can actually have a drive. It would be like you in a group in class have a magical flash drive, and each person in the group has this flash drive, and everybody's files that you're working on for your project just magically update and appear on that flash drive. So it's like a team flash drive that is on Google. Pretty cool when you're doing group projects, and it isn't just one document you need to share, it's multiple things that you're going to share with other people. Shared with me, if we click that, it'll show any document that's been shared with you. Doesn't necessarily mean it's in your drive. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a copy of it. It just means it's been shared with you. Okay. For example, typing music would be one of the files that's shared with you, but you may not find it in your Google Drive. Okay, sometimes they are, but not all the time. And we'll take a look at how to handle that in a little bit. Recent shows the documents that you have worked on recently, okay, or what you've opened recently. So if you're starting to get a lot of files, or maybe you can't find something, but you know you worked on it yesterday, go to Recent, and you'll probably find it there. Google Photos is an area where you can save pictures using a drive that Google has created. The only thing to be careful of here is a lot of times websites that allow you to store your photos, they change what's called the resolution. So they change the quality because to have a really good high quality picture, it takes up a lot of space. And so what will happen is you upload this really nice high quality picture, Google saves it at a lower quality for space, and then you delete the picture off your phone or your camera. And now the only version you have is like a low quality version in Google. So with Google Photos, it's a good area to store things temporarily, or maybe pictures that you don't care about the quality, a backup, that type of thing. But please don't put all your pictures in Google Photos and then delete them off your phone. Be careful. Starred items are like favorites, and we'll talk about how to handle stars in a minute too. And then finally, trash. Anything you've deleted will be in the trash. You can empty your trash when it gets too full, or you can go into the trash and restore or undelete. All right, so let's go back to My Drive. And we're going to look across the top. Now this new button, we can create folders, we can upload files, create documents. If I click on the little arrow by My Drive, I have the same options. Pretty cool. And if I keep going to the right, you'll want to click on this button here. When I hover my mouse, it says List View. So if I click List View and I scroll down a little bit, you'll see I have a list of all my documents. So Grid View shows you previews, which can be very helpful if you like to see visually what you're looking for. List View, you see more at once. Okay, so me, I feel like it's easier for List View because everything's organized, but some people might like Grid because you see the previews. Here, in this case, there's a lot of untitled. So you may be looking at this going, I don't know what any of these are. If you go to grid view, some of these untitled, we can see a preview and maybe figure out what it is. And that's another problem that we'll talk about in a little bit too. All right, so go to list view or grid view, whichever you like. Next thing, in the middle area, one part I haven't talked about is quick access. So quick access will give you either the last 4 documents you've worked on or the most popular documents you've worked on, something you've been in often or recently. If you don't see it up here, it doesn't mean it's not in your drive. It could be down in this area. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next thing are folders. All right, we have one folder here and it's called Classroom. This folder contains folders and data that connect to Google Classroom. There are times where you would need to go into this folder and get something, but for the most part, you're going to ignore that folder. We're not going to do anything with that. Okay, nothing will explode if you go in there, but you don't want to save files in here. You just let that is with Google Classroom. You want to leave that right there. You wouldn't want to start putting files in this folder and then your teacher takes you out of a class and now you've lost everything because the folder gets deleted. Okay, this is not much of your control, so don't put anything in there. However, you do need folders to organize. So we're going to go to New Folder. So make a new folder and call it Computer Class. Once you've made the folder, you're going to right-click and you get a menu. All different kinds of options. You can share your folder, you can move it, we can search inside, we can rename it. If you spelled something wrong, go to rename. But what I want you to go to is change color. And you're going to choose any color from the list that you want to change Computer Class to. And then you'll notice my little folder icon changes. So the next thing, we're going to put some of our files, or actually all of our computer files, in this folder. Most people know how to drag and drop. Okay, for example, copy of Ultra Key Camping. Okay, this Ultra Key Camping practice, I can click, hold, and drag. Okay, you see how Computer Class lights up? If I let go, it tells me copy of Ultra Key lesson has been moved. I can undo it if that was a mistake. There's a chance that you'll move something to the wrong place. But if I open my Computer Class folder, now you can see the camping file is inside. So drag and drop is always a way to move. Now to get back to Drive, you can choose My Drive on the left. Or if you look up above, do you see how it says My Drive, arrow, Computer Class? This is a path. So what I can do is if I click My Drive here, it gets me back to My Drive. All right, so a second way to move files. So the next movement you're going to do the way I'm showing you right now. I have another camping file. We'll talk about handling that in a minute. But to move this file, I'm going to right-click on top and choose Move To. Now you might be thinking this is crazy. I can just drag it right up above. Why would I do this? There will be a point in time, like right now, where there are a lot of files. And to click and drag this bottom file up to a folder, there's a very good chance I'm going to drop it in the wrong place. I'm going to let go. It's going to get frustrating. So if you're struggling to drag and drop your folder over, you want to use Move To. Okay, there will be a point when you have a lot of files where dragging and dropping feels impossible. So let me do this again. So I right-click, Move To. And I get a list of my 2 folders in My Drive and all my files. Okay, so again, we're in My Drive. I have the classroom folder that we don't do anything with, and Computer Class. So if you just click computer class, nothing really happens. You either double click or you click the little arrow. Now do you see at the top it says computer class? That tells me I'm in my computer class folder. This is where I want to move the file. Move here. And now if I open computer class, I have two. Now on a side note, as you're starting to organize, if you see multiple files of this and you don't want them all, you can click and drag to the trash can, or you can right click and remove. I can also undo. You have to do that quickly. If I accidentally trashed it and I want to keep it, if you right click, I can restore the file, and that means it comes back. Just wanted to show you that real quick. All right, so in our computer class folder, we have our Ultra Key Lesson 6 camping. Now you're going to go back to your drive, and you're going to add any other files that you see in your list that are for computer class. Move any computer class files into our computer class folder. Now, my typing music, you might be saying, where's the typing music file? I can't find typing music, but I open it every day. If we go to shared with me, typing music is here. Okay. Pause and go get all of your other files moved, and we'll come back and talk about this. So right now, your job is to go through all of your files and get any computer class type of file in our computer class folder. Okay, so there might be some files that are shared with you that you would like to have in a folder so that you can find it quickly, like the typing music. So let's go back to shared with me, and we have the typing music. Okay. Now if I right click on it, let's look at our options. The two options that look, well actually the one option that most students will default to is make a copy. And you can definitely make a copy. Here's the problem with this option. If you make a copy, you're making a copy of how it is right this minute. If I make any changes to that document, you don't get to see the changes. So if I add new music, take something off, whatever, you're not going to see those changes. When you make a copy, you're making a copy of what it looks like excuse me, right at this minute. Don't do that. The best option is to choose Add to My Drive. Okay, it's going to add a copy, but it's going to add a copy that's still connected to me. So it's going to just get you more consistent access. You're not going to have to go hunting for this. So we'll choose Add to My Drive. And then what you'll see at the bottom is it'll say Undo and Organize. Okay, we know it's added to the drive, but you may tell yourself right now, okay, I don't want to try to go find it. So the minute I say Add to My Drive, I'm going to click Organize. Clicking Organize allows me to choose exactly where this file will go. This is saving you steps. I want this to go in computer class. Click it, move here. It still stays in shared with me, but now I have a copy in my drive. But it's not a make a copy type copy. So this file is still connected to the classroom typing music file. Okay, so take a minute and get all of your files connected, or excuse me, all of your files put into the computer class folder. All right, the next thing we're going to do is open up your computer class folder if you're not already in it. And we're going to create an organization system within this folder. First thing you're going to do, new folder. You're going to call it My Docs. Create. So this folder is going to be a place that will put all of your files for the My Docs section of Google Docs. It's the next unit we're going to work on. I want you to right click and choose Change Color, and we're picking Rainy Sky. So everybody pick Rainy Sky for your My Docs folder. Make another new folder, call it My Sheets. These are for spreadsheets that you're going to create. And you're going to make the color Vern Fern. Make another folder, call it My Slides. Change the color to Desert Sand. Make a new folder, call it Ultra Key, and change the color to Purple Rain. Now, if there are any other folders you would like to create, I know you may have the password file. Usually you don't have to make a folder unless you have more than one of a type of file, unless you really want to make sure that you're extra organized. You could make a password folder or keep your password file out, or maybe make like a miscellaneous folder or whatever. But for right now, these are our folders. I want you to move your Ultra Key files into the Ultra Key folder, and any other organizing that you need to do. Maybe you want to rename. So these Ultra Key, okay, this doesn't help me very much. If I'm in list view, I see camping, and in grid view, I can see camping in the preview, but maybe you want to rename this and call it and say, 6 camping, just so it's shorter, or maybe you don't care. But take a minute and make any adjustments that you need to make to your Google Drive in our computer class folder to get everything organized. If you have extra time, you can go back to your drive and you can add folders for other classes so that you can start organizing your documents.